channel. If you're just joining me, I'm Chinoye Amara. My YouTube channel is Mara's channel. Today we'll be talking about our savings, how the best tips to use when you try to save for that big project. I don't know what your plan for 2024 is. Maybe you have a budget, you have a plan, you have a target that you wanted to meet in 2023, but unfortunately, we are not able to get there. You did not realize that's your goal. So, 2024 is fast approaching, and it's the best time for you to make that big plan now. Put plan in place, get your knots dotted, and also try to connect your dots. Um, just to make sure that in 2024 you do not lose out again. Talking about savings, savings is one of the ways that you can actually use to achieve a goal, especially when you have a financial goal. So if your goal is to make it, maybe buy a new car in 2024, maybe go for that holiday trip, or maybe to start up a course that will help you in your career progression, then sit right back because you are here to learn a little bit of my tips for savings. It starts with a step. So you need to start taking that little step that will get you to that place that you want to be, maybe in 5 years' time. So talking about savings, you need to start saving small. Okay, you don't need to have all the money that you need for you to start saving. So what you need to do is that for every kobo that enters into your hand, just make sure that you save at least a penny from it. Okay, for any penny that enters into your hand, just make sure you do your allocation by percentage and make sure you save something out of it. Sometimes somebody might gift you money, you need to save it because it's not really out within your income. It's just like a gift, you need to save it. Sometimes you might go to the market, maybe you go to the village market like I suggested earlier, you happen to buy things in bulk, and you know normally how much you usually buy it in your usual places that you go for your shopping, but because you're able to spot a good place that you bought it cheaper, why not save that extra money on top of it? The extra money that you would have spent in the other place, why not remove it and put in your savings because you actually got it cheaper. Okay, so another way of also saving is you saving in your bank. um, I said something about a high interest paying bank. You can also have a PG hole, what you call it, PG bank, that kind of a small thing that you can actually put your money aside. When you come and you have a spare change, spare cash in your hand, instead of leaving that cash in your hand. Because one thing we have discovered with money is that when you have cash in your money, you cash at hand, you might be tempted to buy more things. You might be tempted to get things that you don't actually need. So that spare cash that come home with you after you have gone to the market, put it aside inside a tin, inside a box, inside a pigeonhole where you keep it until maybe the end of the year, until when you want to break it. So one less you need to consider is that having these savings, sometimes it's quite difficult for you to save every month because by that time you are faced with the bills. So you can do this on daily basis. Any money that comes into your hand, just you need to just start small. Okay, when you start small, you are more consistent, than more likely to save, and also more likely to be consistent than waiting for that big money to come for you to save. Okay, so another thing that you have to do when you want to save for something in future, you have to consider your habits, your buying habits. Take into account how you buy. Do you spend more online? Do you spend more money when you kind of surfing the internet and see a lot of things that you think that you want or you like, but they're not actually your need? If that has been your habit, you need to regulate it. You need to regulate the way you go online to shop online because sometimes some of the things you see they're so fanciful that you cannot really ignore them. But actually, when you have your working target, you need to be able to be mindful of this because it's another way that we spend our money, unconsciously. So you have to be a mindful buyer. You have to make sure that what you are going for is what you really need, and you make sure that where you are getting it is the cheapest place you can actually get that particular thing that you need. So if you are the kind of person that find it fun eating out, going out with friends, having a couple of drinks here and there, just think, am I going to, or is it better if I buy this drink and keep in my house? If I buy this in big markets where I can buy it a little bit cheaper and keep it in my house and have it more. So when you are making your budget, it's good that you put the fun aspect in case if you enjoy going out, eating out. I mean, you are not going to be extra hard on yourself, but you just have to put this discipline in place. So if any time that you have this urge for you to go out to eat or maybe to order something online, take it a closer look, step back, just stay away from that feeling at the moment. You know, take yourself out and say, this thing, am I buying it for fun? Does it really make me happy? Is it really what I want? Is it I can do without it? Sometimes if you make you happy, maybe once in a while you give yourself a very good treat. But just check if it's a continuous habit, you might need to watch it because with this kind of thing, with this kind of habit, it's very difficult for you to have a very good savings to be able to meet your target. So you have to consider if what you are going for is not really what you need at that point, you have a bigger goal, you might need to cut down the way you order things online, order food online, go outside to eat. You might need to buy those food stuff that you need, prepare them at home. It's going to last you longer and also it's going to be cheaper. Another point I want to discuss is about having free cash in your hand. Some people is quite they prefer going to the market with their list and also withdrawing that particular amount that they're going to spend in with them with this. I mean, kind of withdrawing it as a physical cash. When you have a particular cash, you are limited on what you buy. You only pick those things that are in your list and you're out of that place. So if you are that kind of person, I will advise you to keep up with that kind of habit. But if you're the type that doesn't really like going about with excess cash and you want to kind of tap in your card and not having any physical money, it's also good on the one hand, but you just know you have to check out what works for you. Okay. I don't like having cash because I don't want to spend it unnecessarily. Okay. But I have a list of what I want to buy and I'll have a budget of what I will not exceed so that once I get to that, I'll just tap in and I don't have any extra cash. Because if I have extra cash, maybe I'm going on the road and I see something else I might be tempted to buy it. But some people, they will just get the exact amount that they want and that is it. They're not going to spend more, but using cards to buy something will make them to keep on picking because they are not really keeping track of what they're buying. So check what's for you. But if you're the type that have this cash in your hand and maybe you manage to get things a little bit cheaper than what it used to be, and you have the spare cash, maybe you need to consider putting it away, maybe in your piggy bank or at home. You just stack it away so that you don't use it because there's every tendency that when you have this house free cash lying around in your house, around in your bag, you might be tempted to go for a lunch, you know, get a soda, get that snacks, okay? So you just check on it and see what works for you with it, okay? Another point that is worth considering is you setting a target for yourself. This is like a target inside a target. So you might decide that, oh, I'm going to do a challenge this month. So this month is my no spend challenge. So in this no spend challenge, I'm going to ransack my house, get all the food stuff that in my house, make a list of everything, try and see how I'm going to combine, then make a very good meal with everything that you have in your house. Because sometimes some people have a lot of stocks that are in their house, but they have not used it, but every month they keep buying extra stuff. Okay, so you might just need to have a good clean of your house, get those stuff that you have not used for a while, try to use it up, and while you're using it up, you're saving money that you have used to buy some other things. And so in this no spend challenge, you can also consider maybe if you're the type of person that like buying shoes, buying bags, buying clothes, or maybe buying things that I know just because that is what is trending, or you just want to look a little bit nicer. It's not as if you're not going to spend it yourself. I mean, you don't need to be naked, you don't need to be or to walk bare toes. But if you have shoes that are good that you are using, you have clothes that you have been wearing, why not keep wearing it? Because you have a bigger target that you have set for yourself. So just telling you that some months you can decide, oh, I've noticed that I've been buying soda every month, every month. This month I'm not going to do with any soda. I'm not going to buy any drink. I'm going to stay off it. And when you are doing that, you're also helping your body. Why? Because it's a healthy living. because soda doesn't really add much to your life. It's not a healthy drink. So why not keep cut off sometimes? Just maybe in 1 month, instead of giving yourself challenge that you're not going to buy any new shoes to this month. You're not going to, or maybe in a couple of months, in 2 months, 3 months, I'm not going to buy any new shoes. I'm not going to buy any new clothes. I'm going to wear the ones I have because you still have some clothes. So these are the kind of things that when you consider them is no buying challenge. Okay. And when you do this no buying challenge, you can see how much you're going to save. Trust me. So if you know those things that you usually buy every month, 1 month you take one and said, this month I'm not buying you. I mean, they're not your needs, they're just your wants. So you take it off and said, I'm not buying you. And the money that you need to use to buy, the money that you have been using, spending on this, you're going to put it away. So it's not as if you are just not buying it and you're leaving the money. No, you can take that exact amount of money that you have been using to buy this and put it in your piggy bank. When you put it aside in your piggy bank, you are not seeing it, you don't have access to it, you have not opened or break your piggy bank. So that one has been removed from your income. So you are no longer seeing it also as part of your personal money. Okay. At the end of the day, you will be surprised how much you save when you do this note bias. My last tip is that if you stay in a country that uses a lot of credit cards, you need to be mindful of how you jump into credit because this money is so easy to spend. You feel good using it because maybe you are so conscious of maybe getting a good credit score, or maybe you are just like, oh, that's free money. You can actually have money in this card, you can actually use it. Just note that you are going to pay that money. So it's a debt. It's not actually credit for you to spend. It's just for you to have it so that if there is need for you to use it. But don't spend your credit card. Don't spend on it on wisely. You need to be mindful that this is a debt that you are going to be paid. This is a debt that you need to repay. So when you are jumping into credit, you have to be careful. Make sure that what you are using or what you are buying with your credit card is just what you need. Is what you need. Is not, you are not buying, you are not trying to be, you are not going to overspend on it. You are not being frivolous with your spending, and you are not buying with your credit card because it's fun to buy with free money. Remember, it's never a free money. You need to pay it, and you're going to pay it back. Okay, and if you don't pay it back on time, you are accumulating so much interest. Most of them come with a very high interest. Another thing I have to talk about getting credit card is that you get so many credit cards. You see a lot of people advising you get credit card. Look, don't get so many credit cards because you might lose track of repaying one of them and you end up paying so much on interest. So some of them will tell that will come with kind of reward that, oh, when you buy from so store that you have this amount to cash back, and you will be tempted to go to that store. Maybe you have already checked that store is not like, it's not cheap. The things are expensive, and you can actually get that kind of thing in other stores that sell a little bit cheaper. But because you have this credit card and there's a cashback, you jumped into it to buy things that you don't really, I mean, you cannot afford at the moment. You need to go to where it is kind of cheap. Thank you for watching. You have stayed up to this moment. I thank you all for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment on this. And if you have other saving tips that can be so helpful to us, please can you drop it in the comment section? We'll be discussing about it. Watch out for my next video. I'll be discussing about investment opportunities around you that you can actually tap into so that you can be able to stay financially afloat in 2024. Thank you.